Get ready. It's going to be a wet start to the day out there. Grab the umbrella and a rain jacket, too. Matt Scott is going to have the timing and when we could see sun again.
Firefighters rushing to the scene of a burning home. This in Wallingford, folks. 2 people taken to the hospital. What we know about their condition this morning.
And we have the scoop on the poop in Bristol. Residents speaking up on an issue that's causing quite a stink.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, I'm going to check that box off right at 6:00. I said poop on TV. Good morning.
The scoop on the poop. Yeah, I feel like I'm at my middle school lunch table right now. Let's switch gears. How beautiful is it outside? Look at this. I mean, the colors. I know
Nice
it's raining,
house.
but the pink hue
Yes.
is looking great. As I glance at Matt.
You know, I didn't read that. I didn't know it was coming. And that's my bad.
You guys are either really energized and excited for Thursday or completely sleep deprived and loony. I can't.
It's a tough one.
Jury's out. It's a toss-up. Good morning, Chief.
It's gonna be an interesting story.
Get this ship on track.
Put a tape into VCR, folks, and hit record. This one could be a good one. Here's what you need to know before you go. We are talking about noticeably colder conditions. It's dreary out there, even with that pretty sunrise we just showed you a moment ago. Scattered showers throughout the day and then into tomorrow and maybe even into Saturday. The weekend starts wet. Here's the current radar scene. Scattered showers, most of them are manageable. We had 1 or 2 downpours in there. Have one right now pushing right over, just clipping Salisbury, moving towards Canaan, Norfolk. Let's take it down towards the Connecticut River Valley from about Killingworth over at the roundabout over into Chester by the ferry, and then down over into Essex. Looks like some steadier rain there into Old Saybrook. This manageable, but going to be consistent throughout the day. Some scattered showers pushing on through. A little more moderate activity off to the north and west. Temperatures are mild in the low to mid 40s. Not looking for them to move much today as we get only into the upper 40s and struggle to get to 50. Coming up, we'll talk about shower opportunities for the next couple of days and into the weekend. That in a few minutes. Right now, let's see if the rain is affecting the road warriors out there. Good morning. Rachel Piscatelli. I'm just warning you right now, you and I may be the only steady level centered people on the show this morning.
At least at 6:02.
Yeah, right.
All right, good morning. Things are running smoothly out on the roadways. We like to have fun around here, and when we can, we will. We are looking okay out on the roads. Volume is rather light. Just give yourself some extra time. There are some pockets of reduced visibility at times. Over in Norwich, 395, both directions, light volume out there. Also over in Groton this morning, 95, both directions look okay. So for the most part, we have light volume. Here's what it looks like in Hartford, 84 east and westbound. Your drive times to the state lines, Hartford to Massachusetts, 17. New Haven to Rhode Island is 72 minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, Rachel, thanks. And now the latest on a big goose debate in Bristol. Officials delayed a vote on a proposal to kill geese at parks across town until next month.
And the plan is in response to concerns about the animals here. Dozens of people speaking at a committee meeting happening last night. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane live in Bristol with the details on this. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, people who live here say they've been complaining about the geese for years, calling them a nuisance, especially because of their droppings, which are all over city parks, which of course are toxic, and then also the aggressive behavior that people here in the city see. Now, city leaders are figuring out several ways as to how to solve this problem, including destroying eggs and even killing the geese with nitrous oxide. Now, they heard arguments for and against these plans last night. The mayor says the city has already spent more than $15,000 on non-lethal measures to help make the parks cleaner and the geese less of a nuisance. But park goers say the droppings are out of control, making it hard to walk the parks. The droppings also contain toxic contaminants. Local veterans taking the issue at the city hall meeting last night, saying geese are desecrating land that's supposed to honor the heroes, and other people at the meeting saying there are other ways to address the problem without killing the geese.
Sacrifice for that. I did. My son was wounded in Iraq in '04. My dad was a Korean War veteran. That's my focus.
What I don't understand is that you can invest in killing the geese, but then you can't invest in getting them a habitat that's just as good, same cost, but not killing them.
Now, a vote did not happen last night. The vote has been pushed to the next Parks and Rec meeting, which is scheduled for May 15th at 6 p.m. Now, it's important to note, even if City Council does pass killing the geese as an option, it still does need state and federal approval since the geese are protected wildlife. Live in Bristol this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Lindsay, stay dry out there. We will see you at 7 o'clock.
And now to the latest on a developing story coming out of Wallingford this morning. Investigators have a lot of questions to answer about a house fire that sent 2 people to the hospital.
One person had to be airlifted for treatment, several others displaced as the damage to the house is extensive. Want to get you right out live to Fox 61's Brooke Griffin outside the home on Geneva Avenue. Brooke, you're just getting there. What do we know at this point?
Yeah, so right now we do know that 2 people are injured, and police and firefighters say that it is very serious. You can see that this scene is still here. It's still active now about 12 hours after that initial fire call came in. There's not a lot of people walking around necessarily, not a lot of first responders or anything doing anything as far as outside here still, but investigators are inside. We've seen them going in and out of that house. So quiet this morning, but still a very active scene. Wallingford firefighters say they were called to a 3-family home here on Geneva Avenue around 6 o'clock last night. They tell us a caller stated they could hear someone screaming for help inside of that burning home. When they arrived, the deputy chief says the fire was mostly contained to the 2nd floor. They called in other departments for backup, but were able to fight their way in to rescue those 2 people with injuries, one of whom was flown to the hospital by Lifestar. Both people rescued are reported to have serious injuries this morning, and I actually just got a text from the deputy chief maybe 2 minutes ago. He said that they are still working on getting an update on those injuries, so as soon as they have anything, we'll get that out to you. Right now, there's no word on how many people were actually inside the house at the time. We are still waiting on that number, but have been told that the displaced victims have been placed in a hotel by the Red Cross. The deputy chief says this fire brought challenges. They really had to rely on outside crews for that extra help.
Right now, we had area departments. We had a huge surge in call volume also at this time. So we had units from Meriden, North Haven landed Lifestar from us. Obviously, the Wallingford Fire Department. Hamden came in, Connecticut State Police, Red Cross, Nelson, Hartford Healthcare. So we had a large gamut, a huge community support of responders came here to help us out tonight.
And this scene really has, at this point, been turned over to the fire marshal to investigate. Along with Connecticut State Police, their major crimes unit is here as well, looking at this scene. Now, again, I did just speak with the deputy chief, and he said he will keep me in the loop this morning as he's trying to find out an update on how those 2 victims are doing. As soon as we have any other information, we will let you know all of that and get it out to you. Live in Wallingford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Working her sources as she does so well every morning. Brooke, appreciate that. We will see you at 7 o'clock. It is 6:09 now on a Thursday morning, and happening today in Waterbury, a woman accused of killing a man outside a courthouse expected to appear before a judge. Dira Nelson charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and hindering prosecution in the shooting death of 26-year-old Jerron Chapman. The shooting happened on March 21st. A second person, Dante Howell, also arrested and charged in Chapman's death. A man accused of stealing more than 30 guns from a shop in Newington now facing a federal indictment. Patrick Dufany is facing firearm and drug charges in connection to the alleged theft last May at Hoffman's. This video from the scene where officers had the building surrounded. Officers arresting Dufany a few weeks later.
Calls for the state to expand eviction protections for tenants are getting louder. Advocates are set to gather this morning at the Capitol to urge lawmakers to pass a measure that would require cause for evictions of certain tenants. The bill would expand protections for tenants living in buildings with 5 or more apartments. Now, earlier this week, we told you about tenants on House Street in Bridgeport who were given eviction notices. Well, that happened after several buildings were bought out by a New York landlord. More than 30 people are facing imminent evictions. Advocates say there are just a few across the state who are impacted by no-fault evictions amid a shortage of affordable housing in Connecticut.